I think 53 members got joined in the session till now. It's almost 9:05. I already intimated the closing session of the, closing time of the session. I will not admit the students who will join after 9:10, right? This is a common procedure for all subjects. Now today, completely I am using whiteboard here for explaining the contents. Okay. Now, first of all, let me write the today's topic that what we are going to discuss today. Symmetric conditions. See, before starting of any particular or specific topic, first of all, you people should analyze the importance of learning that particular concept or topic, whatever it may be. Already, we have started the Fourier series representation of a periodic signal. And in that aspect, already we have completed the first Fourier representation, that is trigonometric Fourier series representation. Later, we are going to move to see the next two types of representations. That too, first one is cosine representation, second one is complex exponential representations. So before going to see that, first of all, you people should familiarize with the concepts of symmetric conditions. What is the importance of learning the symmetric conditions? See, once if you know the symmetric conditions of a periodic signal, obviously it is very easy to solve the Fourier coefficients, half wave symmetry, full wave symmetry, etc. Okay, so once if you are familiarized with the symmetry concepts, it is very easy to get the Fourier series coefficients. So to simplify our problem analysis, we must do the symmetric conditions. Now let us verify what are the symmetric conditions of the periodic signal. Right now, see here. I am considering x of t is a continuous time periodic signal. Now, already we have seen the classification of signals. In that classification of the signals, one classification will give you the information regarding the even components of the signal and the odd components of the signal. Now, any periodic signal x of t can be the combination of even components plus odd components of the function. Now, similarly, I am also writing here. So this is the combination of xe of t. This is nothing but the even components of x of t plus x naught of t plus x naught of t. X naught of t. Now, please do remember this equation. The topic is symmetric conditions. So to solve the Fourier coefficients under these particular conditions, first of all, we need to assume or we need to consider one periodic, continuous time periodic signal. That is the combination of even parts of the function and odd parts of the function. So for our convenience, we are considering a time interval. In a time interval. So in this particular time interval, we need to say the signal is said to be periodic. This is completely for our convenience. There is no constraint for choosing the time interval. See, time interval is completely up to the user. Okay. So based on our convenience, we have considered the time interval is from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. So this is the time interval. So I have considered one periodic signal. And I have defined the time interval of that particular signal. The time interval of that particular signal, that is minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. See, already in the same time interval, we have determined the Fourier series coefficients. That is a naught is equal to, what is the expression? try to recollect the information, try to recollect the knowledge what you have gained in the earlier sections. So 2 by t integral minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t into cos n omega naught t or n omega t. Sometimes I'm using n omega naught, sometimes I'm using n omega t. Don't get confused. Okay, but whatever it may be, that is the fundamental frequency. Now see here. So this is an. Similarly, bn is also defined likewise, but instead of cos you will get sine function. So 2 by t integral minus t by 2 minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 integral minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t into sine omega t. See, nothing new in it, nothing new in it. Again, we are going to cover a new topic, but already we have determined the values of an and bn earlier for the same periodic signal x of t. Okay, so up to this I think it is clear now. Okay, just we have taken one periodic signal, and that is the combination of even parts and odd parts of the function, and we have considered a time interval from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, and an is equal to 2 by t integral minus, see already we know these equations, so these are well known equations, right? Now if you consider this as equation number 1, if you consider this as equation number 1, substitute. Now see here, to find out an we must have the information regarding x of t. Now what is x of t? So from equation 1 you need to substitute x of t is equal to xe of t plus x naught of t, xe of t plus x naught of t. You must substitute this one in this case. So what will you get after substituting x of t is equal to this one? Now we will see. So an is equal to, you just substitute x of t is equal to xe of t plus x naught of t. Enough. So 2 by t is common, multiplied by, now see here, this entire integral has been splitted up into two parts. The first one is minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t, xe of t. Now you must consider this one, xe of t into cos n omega t into cos n omega t into dt, plus you will have one more part that is defined from, again, from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, x naught of t. Here x of t can be split up into two parts. The first one is even components of the function and odd components of the function. Now similarly x naught of t is equal to x naught of t multiplied by cos n omega t into dt. Now see here, so just this step is completely obtained by substituting equation number 1 in the known Fourier coefficient. Now see here, an is equal to 2 by t. The complete integral is divided into two parts. The first part is completely the product of two even functions. See, cos n omega t is a even function. Xe of t is also even function. But whereas for the next integration or next integral, x naught of t is the odd components of the function and multiplied by the even function. Okay, already in the last topic we have discussed that the integration of two even functions, the integration of the product of two even functions, integration of product of two even functions is equal to and the integration of two odd functions. This is when n is equal to m, cos n omega t into cos m omega t. Here, the product of two odd functions, again, which is equal to t by 2. Already we have discussed this point in the earlier case. So this is also t by 2. In this case, this is also t by 2. So for example, for even function, we have considered cos n omega t. And one more even function you need to consider. So I need to replace the 10 by m. So cos n omega t integral of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 cos n omega t into cos m omega t is equal to t by 2 if n is equal to m, and that should not be equal to 0. In that particular case, we need to define the integral of product of two even functions is equal to t by 2. Similarly, the product of odd and odd functions is also equal to t by 2 when n is equal to m. But the integral of the product of even function and odd function is equal to 0. Whatever may be the value of m and n, we don't bother about the value of m and n. Okay, whatever may be the whatever may be the values of m and n, the product of even function and odd function becomes 0. So by considering or by applying the same concept to this, so see here, this is even function, this is also even function. Now this is odd function and this is also even function. So product of even function and odd function is equal to completely the integral of this function is equal to 0. So the only part that is left is this one. An is equal to this one. Okay, is it clear? I think it is clear now, right? So finally, an is equal to and one more thing. So an is equal to 2 by t integral of minus t by 2 to t by 2 plus t by 2 x e of t into cos n omega t. So this is the part that is left in the above integration. Please do remember this. Okay. So please do remember this. Meanwhile, I will erase the contents here. See, this is completely to obtain the symmetry conditions. So I think most of the times you are also getting one long answer question from this particular topic. Show that the Fourier series expansion of any periodic signal contains only cosine terms. Okay, that is the question sometimes you are getting from this particular topic. So that is why this is also very important topic to remember, right? Now please do remember the final last statement. This one, an is equal to, now see here, this one, an is equal to 2 by t integral minus t by 2 to t by 2 x e of t into cos n omega naught t. So here we need to define one more important point here. That is just wait a moment. Now that is integral of minus t by 2 or minus t naught to plus sorry, minus t naught to t naught x e of t into dt should be written as 2 into integral of 0 to t naught x e of t. See, this is only possible with the continuous time periodic signal. That too, the given signal is periodic. The given signal is even only contains the even components of the function. If x of t is equal to x e of t, then the minus integral of minus t naught to t naught x e of t into dt is equal to, you can also write that integral as 2 into integral of 0 to t naught x e of t. If the given function, that means x of t is equal to only the even components. It contains only the even components of the function. So this holds good only in this particular state. Suppose minus t naught 2 plus t naught. What is x naught of t? That is equal to 0. If you want, you can verify this by considering one simple example for period, even signal, and one simple example for odd signal. So this is even symmetry. If the completely the given signal x of t contains only the even parts of the signal. In that particular case, this can be written as like this, which is equal to 2 times that of integral 0 to t naught x e of t into dt. This is valid only for this condition. And for the same one, if you consider the x naught odd components of the function over a particular interval of time, you will get 0. Why 0? This does not contains the odd components. Even this is also valid for this condition also. Okay, for these two conditions, x of t is only x e of t. X of t is only x e of t. It should not contains any odd components of the signal. So that is why the integral of this part is equal to 0. So this is the case. Now we are seeing very two important cases. Okay, most of the times you are getting these questions in your external examinations. Now we will see what are those two concepts. Completely related to the waveform symmetry. Waveform symmetry. Now see here. If x of t is case 1, this is case 1, even function. If x of t is even function, so that is x of t is equal to, this is case 1, x of t is even function, that is x of t is equal to x e of t. That means x of t, the given function, is only having the even components of the function, and x naught of t is equal to 0. From this directly we can say that x naught of t is equal to 0. Now this is the case. We need to consider this case. In this particular case, x of t is said to be even function. That is, x of t is equal to x e of t, and x naught of t is equal to 0. Okay. If we substitute the same conditions in an and bn coefficients, and let us verify what answers we will get, right? Suppose if we substitute, so even component, that means, so I am considering bn. So if we substitute the same conditions in bn, so what is bn? So as per the symmetric A, so this can be written as 2 by t integral of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 t by 2 2 plus t by 2 x e of t multiplied by sine n omega t into dt. Now please do remember the Fourier coefficient already we have determined. This is the expression what we derived in the trigonometric Fourier series. Bn is equal to 2 by t into integral of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x e of t into sine n omega t into dt. Now see here, this is in this particular interval. Sorry students. So Bn is equal to 2 by t integral minus t by 2 to t by 2 x e of t into sine omega t into t. So x in this x e of t is even function. X e of t is even function and sine omega t is odd function. This is even function and this is odd function. So finally, what is the value of the integral of the product of even function and odd function? Don't bother about whatever may be the value of m and n. Don't bother about the values of m comma n. Already we have taken the same in the last earlier we have seen the integral of product of even function and odd function is equal to 0 whatever may be the value of m and n. Whatever may be the value of m and n. Okay, so likewise for a even function bn should be equal to 0. Now let us derive the same for an. So as per the even symmetry we can also write down as, so first of all let us recollect the expression we have derived in the trigonometric Fourier series. So this is the expression for an. X e of t multiplied by cos n omega t into dt. See, there is nothing new in it. Just simply we have taken a periodic signal and we have taken the Fourier coefficients an and bn which are already derived in trigonometric Fourier series expansion or trigonometric Fourier series expression, right? So bn is equal to already we substituted the product of two even function and odd function is equal to 0, and in this particular case this is even function, this is even function, this is also even function. So in this case you will get the product of two even functions. So see how I am going to simplify this. This can be written as 4 by t integral 0 to t by 2. So earlier we have seen as per even symmetry minus t by 2 to t by 2 can be written as 2 into integral 0 to t by 2. Okay, so x e of t or x of t, whatever it may be, both are same. Why? Because see here we have taken x e of t is equal to x of t. So x of t multiplied by cos n omega t into dt. Now see, if the given function or if the given signal is only the even signal or it contains only the even terms of the signal, in that particular case bn is equal to 0, an is equal to 4 by t into integral 0 to t by 2 x of t into cos n omega t, and similarly an is equal to 4 by t into integral 0 to t by 2 x of t. This coefficient does not contain any sine terms and cosine terms. Why? Because already we have separated this from n is equal to 1 to infinity. Now see here. What is the final conclusion that we are going to make here? The Fourier series expansion or Fourier series expression only contains the cosine terms if the considered signal is xc of t, that means even function. If x of t is even function, it contains only cosine terms. It should not contain any sine terms. Why? Because this bn is equal to 0. Already we have determined this. Later, we will take x of t is an odd function and we will obtain the coefficients there. Right? So this is the case 1. Okay. You have been asked to write down the answer or show that the Fourier series contains only cosine terms. He will not mention whether that is an even function or odd function. You have to analyze first whether the x of t may be even or odd. Okay, based on the question what he has asked. So in this particular case, if x of t is an even function, then only you will have only cosine terms. If x of t is an odd function, then we will see what are the Fourier coefficients that are to be present here. So this is case 1. Okay, this is case 1. Now I am keeping all the coefficient generalized expressions for a naught, an and bn values, right? Now see here. Now instead of the even components of the function, I am going to make the function as odd function. So in this is case 2. This is case 2 is if x of t is odd function. Yeah, just now we have seen and we have determined the Fourier series coefficients are for the even function. Now we are going to derive the same Fourier coefficients for odd function. So that is x of t is equal to x naught of t and xe of t is equal to 0. Xe of t is equal to 0. Now, if we substitute the same conditions in the Fourier series coefficients, let us verify which coefficients are existing and which coefficients are nullified. Okay. So Bn. Now see here. So this is x naught of t. Now in this particular case, this is odd function. This is also odd function. So definitely you will have some value. When you take the integration of product of two odd functions. Now that value is given by, now in this case also again odd symmetry. Now see here. So from 0 to t by 2, x naught of t or x of t, whatever it may be. Why? Because initially you have taken in case 2 is x of t is equal to x naught of t. So that is why I am writing x of t here into sine omega t into dt. Sine omega t into dt. That means for odd function, you will have sine terms in your Fourier series expansion. Now let us quickly verify what are the values of an and a naught if we substitute odd function in this particular case. Okay, so this is odd function. This is odd function, and this is even function. So already we have seen the product of even function and odd function is equal to 0, whatever may be the value of m and n. So finally you have to substitute 0 here. So you should not have any cosine terms in the Fourier series expansion. So an is equal to 0. Now come to this case. So here this is this one. Integral of odd function. So this is 1 by t or this is 2 by t integral of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x naught of t is equal to this one. So if you find the integral of the odd function, you will get 0. That means there are two Fourier coefficients are absent if you consider x of t is an odd function. So finally we have proved that the Fourier series contains only cosine terms if x of t is even function. The Fourier series contains only sine functions or sine terms if the function contains the odd values of x of t, Okay. Now we will move on to the next one. The next topic is cosine representation of Fourier series. Cosine. Just now we have completed the trigonometric Fourier series expansion, and later on we are going to see the second representation of a Fourier series, that is cosine representation, right? Students, I request all of you please maintain a separate notebook and a pen with you. Okay, you will not get any knowledge if you are listening the deriving the expressions. At the same time, you need to practice. I'm doing here. You need to note down in your notebook. Then only you will get some perfection. Otherwise, you won't get perfection in this particular chapter. This is completely problematic subject. Okay. You will get knowledge only if you solve the problems on your own, or otherwise there is no meaning for explaining the concepts on whiteboard here. Now the next one is cosine representation of a Fourier series. Cosine representation of Fourier series. Okay. Now just see, there is nothing new in it. Just the representation is different, but we are using the same Fourier coefficients what already we have derived in the trigonometric Fourier series. So by using trigonometric identity, we can also write, by using trigonometric identity, we can also write an into cos n omega t plus bn into sin n omega t is equal to time is running out. Okay, let us complete quickly the cosine representation of Fourier series. So this can be written as an into cos of n into omega t plus theta n. This is completely obtained from the trigonometric identity. You directly write down from the trigonometric identity. We can write an into cos n omega t plus bn into sin n omega t is equal to an into cos of n omega t plus theta n. Now this is your cosine representation of a Fourier series. Now see here, x of t. the cosine representation. So x of t is equal to a naught. So here I am changing the small a naught to capital A naught plus sigma. Now see how I am going to represent the cosine representation. What are the modifications that are to be done for the trigonometric Fourier series? So n is equal to 1 to infinity an into cos of n omega t plus theta n. The only change is here in trigonometric Fourier series, you will have x of t is equal to a naught plus x of t is equal to a naught plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an into cos n omega t plus bn into sin n omega t. That is trigonometric Fourier series. But as far as the trigonometric identity is concerned, this particular component an into cos n omega t plus bn into sin n omega t is simply replaced with an into cos of n omega t plus theta n. So later on, we are substituting the same in trigonometric Fourier series. So that is x of t is equal to small a naught is replaced with the capital A naught plus n is equal to 1 to infinity an into cos of n omega t plus theta n. Now this is the cosine representation of the Fourier series. Now see here, what are the values of a naught? What are the values of a naught, an and theta n? So a naught is equal to, there is no difference between the small a naught and capital A naught. Please don't worry about this. So what is this? A naught is equal to small a naught. Small a naught is already determined. That is 2 by t into integral of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t into dt. Already we have determined the same coefficient in the trigonometric Fourier series. So later an is equal to square root of small an square plus bn square. Okay, now theta n is equal to minus tan inverse of bn by an. Now to have the cosine representation of a Fourier series, you must remember the expression for a naught, expression for an, expression for bn. This is exactly similar to that of trigonometric Fourier series. That is why I told you in the beginning of the class, that is the if you learn the trigonometric Fourier series completely, obviously you can just interchange, or you can change, or you can modify the trigonometric Fourier series to get the remaining two types of representations, that is complex exponential representation and cosine representation. Okay, so already we have derived the expressions for a naught, an and bn earlier. Again, we are using the same expressions for determining capital A naught, capital An and theta n values for the cosine representation of the Fourier series. Okay, with that I am closing this session now. If you have any doubts, you please raise your doubts. I will give you the control. Okay. If any one of you are having any doubts regarding the topics what we have covered in the last two classes and this class, just we have started the Fourier series and we have completed the trigonometric Fourier series representation for a continuous time periodic signal. Later on, we have seen the waveform symmetry, and in that particular concept, we have seen the Fourier series representation contains only the cosine terms if x of t is even function, and it contains only sine terms if the x of t is odd function. If x of t is odd function. Okay. After that, we have seen the second type of representation, that is cosine representation of a Fourier series. So with that, we are going to conclude the session now, and tomorrow we'll do one problem based on this cosine representation. Okay, based on the cosine representation. Okay, do you have any doubts? You please raise your doubts, or you raise your hand. I will give you control. Or otherwise, I will end up the session now. I think no one is having any doubts regarding this. See, you will get the doubts only if you note down the contents on the notebook. Okay, this is not like your theory subjects. This is completely analytical subject. This is problematic subject. You will get some perfection only if you note down the contents on the notebook. Particularly, again, I am repeating the same instructions from the beginning of the class itself. This is completely derivation part and a problematic subject. No one will get perfection if you listen the derivations and if you listen the problems. You have to put the same thing on your notes. Then only you will get perfection, right? So I think no one is having any doubts regarding this topics. Now it's time for 9:45. I'm going to conclude the session now. Okay, thank you.